Welcome back to the Heart of the Bear Factory. My name is Rob Johnson, and this is Pawsitive Impact, the show that talks about making teddy bears, but with a purpose. Joining me today is the founder of the Bear Factory, Jerry McLean. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And we are in a different location. I mean, technically we're in the same location, but we're in a container of that location.
Well, it's a bigger building than you think it is.
Yes.
There's a lot of bears and animals in the building. We had your children here today, and they got to walk around, and they've never seen that many before.
No, they were blown away.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So usually, just for the listeners, we record in the back of the warehouse where you guys have basically what it would look like if you were at a trade show.
Right.
The designed wall, all the stuffed animals, the tables look super premium. Where are we right now?
So we're in one of our new divisions at the Bear Factory. This is a brainchild of Jimmy, our CFO. And when he came to me and said, let's look at a trailer, which becomes more mobile in its presentation. And as we started to really look at, this idea, does the financial work out? What size do we look at for this type of thing? And this is a traveling mobile operation where we can go to any kind of venue anywhere in the world. All it has to do is be towed. It has full capability for heating, for cooling, for power generation. So we have to rely on no outside sources to be able to power this, use it, and stuffed animals at the same time.
When we sat down in here for the pre-show and we were talking, my mind started racing with all of the different applications for something like this. So two questions. What is the primary application for this trailer going to be? And then the second question is, do you guys already find yourself running away with like endless opportunities and possibilities?
We've opened up Pandora's box is really what's happened here. This is a application that follows our trade show, follows our theme in regards to less is more, the way we use our animals, the way we build our animals with recyclable products. So the theme is always the same at the Bear Factory. What can we do to make this an environment that then goes ahead and says, this is how the Bear Factory does their business? The kids absolutely love this new setup. This is something that we can take to any type of operation, from a theme park where they can move it around on property, to a apple orchard or cider mills, anything like that. And so we did some test markets with it and went over to some different venues and different trade shows and different things where the cities have different public events, street fairs, things like that. And, quite honestly, we were mobbed.
I wouldn't doubt it. That's insane. This whole thing is super impressive.
It is. It took a while to get there. Now we've got, everything that we need at this point is done. It's now a matter how many can we build in a one calendar year season, because it's not just okay, the animals are in stock now, we have to build this trailer out. And as you can see from the wood, from the TV screens, we're about the application of teaching the educational side of what the Bear Factory does. There's a lot of plush factories out there, a lot of plush companies that go ahead and sell products like we do, or distribute products like we do. There's none out there. We're the only one right now with its emphasis on what we're doing, and that's the environmental side of things.
As we're talking about the trailer, I'll make sure we get some B-roll of this in. So if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple, make sure to go over to YouTube and see the full, picture of what this thing looks like, because it's impressive. It reminds me of an Apple store for teddy bears. Like it's super clean, very premium, and I can't imagine. I think people are going to be very upset with you when you go to events, because all their customers are going to be coming over here.
Well, we were at a trade show in St. Louis, and to say the least, we were in the middle of a bunch of scare stuff. So things that were, the corn mazes and things like that. And we go, what are we doing here? Because it was also a Christmas show too. what are we doing here?
What type of hold on? What type of show is that? It's a
Well,
Halloween
and what are
and
teddy
Christmas,
bears doing
right?
in the middle between the two? We were buffered between,
Yeah.
the Christmas area and the scare area. And needless to say, we were mobbed. And with that, we just saw an opening of a whole nother side of the business that we can do. And so that really puts us in, this has been about a year in the making. We wanted to make this the events side of the Bear Factory. And again, we're that company where we are doing our best to make our customers have something that they can present that is totally unique to the marketplace. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah, I love it. So as you guys think about 2025, what's the starting point for how you're going to roll this out, and how are you talking to existing customers? Is this something that they're going to add on to what they're doing from a brick and mortar perspective, or is it mainly just net new people that are coming into the market?
I would say it's going to be both. You're going to see an upgrade potentiality from our customer base that are waiting, desperately waiting to have this introduced. Once it's introduced, then the omen is on us. How are we going to move this out, and how many can we produce? We've had a slow roll on this because we wanted to make sure it was impeccably clean, done right. All the bells and whistles come with, some R&D that we had to figure out.
Sure.
And the graphics. If you look at around the outside of the whole process of this trailer, you'll see an enormous amount of graphics, because the graphics, when this is on the road being towed somewhere to some event, is going to show off really, really strong.
Yeah, it's one mobile advertisement.
The
And
whole thing
if you're
is.
going from Detroit to St. Louis, that's, 3 or 4 states of, essentially free advertising
Well,
for,
I just
for the
wondered,
business.
did they take care of the top of the trailer yet? Because, as you're driving under underpasses, and
Sure.
so we just have to see if we
A
have
big
every angle
QR code
covered.
on the top.
Exactly.
So as I'm thinking about this from an application standpoint, like if someone is, brick and mortar and they're using the Bear Factory, this is a tremendous feeder for them to go to events. And then when events aren't happening and the trailer's not mobile, people coming into the store. And
Well, it gives them a 50-50 split if they ever wanted to do that.
yeah,
When you have a brick and mortar, or even something that says, I'm at this location and only this location, this allows you now to have a whole nother division of your business to move forward in a different application.
I love it. So when is the kind of the official launch of this going to be, when people can start getting on the pre-order list?
Well, we've got a couple on the road already. We're a company that we test it. We want to make sure that we've figured every nook and cranny out. When you look around, even the wood, the paneling, the stuff that you see, this is all a application that was designed from our trade show and from the environmental concept. Even in the trailer here, which you may not be able to see on film, we have the educational part where it shows, how we go from plastic water bottles to the fabric that goes on the animals. And a lot of people can't understand or don't understand what that whole concept is. But this is the educational side. So this could be taken to schools, in elementary schools, and go through a process. This can go to a high school education system and show them what an R&D process is, how things evolve on this planet and move to a whole nother standard.
Yeah. I even think about, companies that are partnering with nonprofits and the application there. And there's just, I, this is a fantastic idea. You guys picking and choosing where you're going to start is, the hardest part, because you could do, it's almost infinite amount of applications for something like this.
Well, so we're starting to get many reach outs from corporations, big corporations, Fortune 500 companies around the United States. Is it possible for this to come in for our Christmas party? Uh, this is where all of our employees bring their children. Is that a possibility? The answer is yes. The question for us is, how many do we have available and how many venues can we support?
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. As we talk about this, almost every episode is, you're kind of looking back at the history of the
Yep.
Bear Factory and what you've started. And it seems like every 2 to 3 years, there's another evolution, another development, another facet to the business. How surprising has this one been compared to the other ones in terms of the development?
Well, this is new. This is new because it takes us mobile as a company rather than our customer base being the ones that takes it mobile. And so now we're giving our customers a 100% application of across the board. Like you said, brick and mortar. Now we've got the travel option. And how many places can this go? It really opens up every opportunity at every location, any country in the world.
So someone's watching this podcast and they're like, "All right, I need more information on this mobile trailer." What method are you wanting people to do if they want to, start the conversation on it?
I would have them call a couple of our people, Mike Anderson, who's our sales, guru in the business, and then Jimmy, the CFO, who was really the author of what this was and what this is.
Yeah. When he showed this to me, and this was like probably 90% done when I first saw it, the amount of excitement he had about
Yeah.
this, just walking through it in every aspect, and it's beautiful. Like it's not a run of the mill stock. We threw some bears in a stuffing machine in a trailer. It's a work of art, and people are going to be so excited about it.
Well, for us, we can see a lot of elementary school kids coming in, sitting down on the floor, having the educational part because it's all on the screen too. So it's not just a show and tell with, the plastics and things like that. There's a whole information base that Jimmy has put together on how it all happens.
That's fantastic. So Jerry, what animal are we looking at today? It's on our docket.
Well, we're coming into the fall season, and the fall season, going back to that scare, the corn mazes, things like that. We introduced a new bear called Chauncey the Bear. So this one is more of a patchwork, supposed to be a little bit of on the scare side. Our animals really don't have a scare to
I was
them.
gonna say he's about as frightening as a
Yeah.
box full of kittens.
But he is colorful and he is sewn differently. So this is one of our new additions, and we've got about 5, 6 different animals that will go into the fall season, more the pumpkin season, the witches and animals like that.
Yeah.
And then we go from that and we launch into the Christmas season.
Excellent, which we're gonna pick up on in the next episode. Jerry, anything else before we close today?
No, no, I think we're really excited about this opportunity for our people. We're past the excitement for us because the R&D is the excitement part, and then you got to put the dollars, and put it all together that way. But now we're very excited about how this goes out and what this does to the global world market.
Well, I've been a complete outsider to this process, and that's why I've enjoyed hosting this podcast and looking at it like what a tremendous partner you guys are for people, and that you keep giving more opportunities for business development and expanding. And it's amazing to me how invested you guys are in that process to make sure that the people that you're working with are well supported.
There's B2B and then there's real B2B. So B2B is business to business, and does the company, the mother company, support the people that they sell to? We sell absolutely not one piece of plush retail, which means we're not taking one sale away from anybody else. And we're supporting them with what we consider the best plush in the world market, especially the plush with a theme, the environmental theme. But now it's really to that point of how can we make our people that much better? If we make them better, then they're going to keep on coming back to us.
I love it. All right, Jerry, we'll catch you on the next episode, and that'll be our season 1 finale.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it.
All right, everybody, that's going to wrap up this episode of Positive Impact. If you want to know more about the trailer and how to reach out in the contacts that Jerry had mentioned, check out the show notes for the episode. Apart from that, we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.